click, won't we? We're synchronising up.
A wee clap.
There we go.
Wogan activated.
Wogan activated. Right, hello. We're at Studio 257. We're arsing about with homemade effects. So what I've got here is a little unit that basically I can build any effect I like on. It's a circuit board that connects to the computer here, and then I use individual building blocks to define exactly what the effect does. In this case, we're working with a weirder form of distortion. So standard distortion, fuzz, overdrive, stuff like that. It will take your waveform, so this is your guitar, and those lines there, those lines are the ceiling that distortion sets, above or below which it will chop those peaks off. It will just straight up chop them right off. The jaggy edges, the corners that it leaves, they translate into jaggy sound, and that's why distortion sounds the way it does. That's a very dumbass simplified version of a description of distortion. Wave folding, on the other hand, will chop off the peaks, but it will fold them back down as really weird harmonics. That's why you get these weird hedgehoggy shapes. So that ends up sounding quite different, probably a lot more, you could describe it as synthy, a lot more synthy than a standard distortion sound. It's completely dependent on it hitting that ceiling. So if it doesn't hit that ceiling, it'll stay clean. The quiet sounds will be excited, but it'll generally be cleaner. So you'll get a sort of clean, glassy tone. And when I push into it with the volume, either with the volume knob or playing harder, then you'll hear the wave folding more. I'll demonstrate. Now, at that setting, it's very much just touching the ceiling, and you're getting slight artifacts of the way it sounds. If I use volume controls on the machine to push the volume even more beforehand, then it's really going to start getting excited. You can hear with slight dynamic changes, you get wild changes in tone. What better to play through that effect than ABBA? Now, if the volume pushing in, changes in volume change the tone, then what if you put an effect before that that changes volume? Like maybe a tremolo with random volume changes. So the idea is eventually that we can sync up the tempo of the tremolo to whatever the tempo of a track is that we're working on. So that if you want something that silly on your track, then it's going to be in time and it's going to feel groovy and it'll be cool.